everyone. This is Kendra Dix for the Pro Wrestling Show, AEWDynamite Ring Report. Coming up, as you see right here, a lot of these matches coming up for the Continental Classic. A lot of important matches as well. Jon Moxley, the leaderboard, the top leaderboard scorer, takes on Jay White. Jay White, if he wins against Jon Moxley, then next week, Continental Classic could be a very interesting one. We'll talk about that. Plus, Jay White takes on Mark Briscoe in a Continental Classic match. I don't know why, but it was for points. Both of them been losing lately, but we'll get to it. Also, too, top leaderboard as well. Swerve Strickland takes on Roosh. Can Roosh gain some points over Swerve Strickland, who's kind of second in line? And be an interesting note that we'll talk about coming up, as well as Riho takes on Saraya, two former AEW Women's Champions, battle to see who's going to meet the current Women's Champion, Toni Storm, for her championship. We'll get to that coming up, as well as Roger Strong and Commander is in action as well. Also, too, we'll hear from Samoa Joe and MJF. These two men will meet at World's End for the World Heavyweight Championship. Man, we'll talk about all this and more. Plus, the Immortal Hulk Hogan has been rebaptized. We'll get to Hulk Hogan's rebaptism story on Wrestling Hot Topics. All this and more on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEWDynamite Ring Report. It starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEWDynamite Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show, AEWDynamite Ring Report. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Miss Karen. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button to be notified or to click on. All right, what a AEWDynamite Ring Report we have for you. So let's get to the action right now here on the Dynamite Ring Report, recaps and everything else that we're gonna talk about and stuff. So let's get started with the AEWDynamite Ring Report right now. I'm gonna kick things off with this. Swerve Strickland, who's been second place. We'll get to Jon Moxley a little bit later in the main event. Swerve Strickland, who has been second place, who's been a rising creator in this tournament, has been a fan favorite. He could be a future AEW champion in the upcoming year if he plays his cards right. He went against Roosh. Swerve Strickland went against Roosh. An important match for Roosh. Roosh, could he get himself back on the leaderboard to gain momentum and points? Swerve Strickland doing what he needed to do in order to get the job done. Swerve won his match over Roosh. I think Swerve Strickland being an important player in this tournament, that he could very well win this thing if he plays his cards right. Swerve. One thing about Swerve did not waste no time with AEW champion MJF calling Swerve out on everything, saying that Swerve could be the devil, and Swerve saying that he's not the devil in so many words. I think that MJF probably got a little bit overboard with that. Back straight, Swerve trying to tell MJF in more millions of ways, hey, don't be trying to blame me for your problems and stuff. And MJF and Swerve kind of went, the meaning was kind of a little bit offhanded when you think about it. Swerve didn't want nothing to do with MJF. MJF probably didn't want nothing to do with Swerve, but they are in the same room, and I think Swerve wants what MJF got. That covered the AEW World title. I think Swerve will one day be a world champion in AEW. Will he be the man who's taking the MJF? Who knows? MJF got a lot of problems going on, and he's thinking that Swerve is the devil, but Swerve telling him, I'm not the devil. Don't want to be the devil. and led to so many confusions and stuff after rare week. Swerve even made a part that if you cross me again, I'll make you be like Heyman Page. And the Swerve had what he done to Heyman Page. And Heyman Page, we haven't seen him in a quote while. Even though he confronted Samoa Joe a couple of weeks ago, um, Heyman Page paid the price. He paid the price real bad at what happened to him last week when the devil had took Heyman Page out, and we don't know what Heyman Page has done now, but let's hope Heyman Page is recovering and healing up wherever he may be, because it was a nasty fall, nasty bump Heyman Page took. But we'll see how this gonna go. Speaking of that, Roger Strong was in action. Roger Strong took on Commander. Roger Strong Commander on her instant showing. Roger Strong won his match with the neck brace and stuff that he did to Commander. And Roger Strong took on Commander, and Roger Strong hit Commander 1, 2, 3. Roger Strong getting himself ready and saying, and he spoke to Renee Young, told Renee Young that Samoa Joe don't need to trust MJF. He's the devil. La 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 la. And we don't know. Maybe Roger Strong and company may be in cahoots with this devil. And we may not just know about it. Who knows what's going on? But we'll see how that's going to play out eventually between them and stuff. Well, um, we told you. We told you that MJF. Speaking of MJF, we was going to hear from MJF and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe and MJF coming up. What's on the footnote? MJF received the Jewish Hall of Fame award, being a Jewish athlete standing on his platform. MJF won this proud recipient of the Jewish award. So MJF really standing up for his culture and providing, I guess, culture and trying to educate amongst his culture about the Jews and stuff. I heard Jews are the chosen people. That's what I heard. So, hey, so what's going on with that? MJF got a lot on his plate, a lot on his hands. This devil like figure came back and tried to do this again, telling MJF that he needs to really step heed to what he's doing. Even challenge him for a championship match for the ROH or tag team titles. You gotta wonder, do Adam Cole know something about this? Who knows something about this? And it's kind of making MJF being paranoid about him, about people believing that he's the devil. You believing that Samoa Joe can be the devil, and Adam Cole can be the devil. It's a litany of people that could be the devil. But MJF paranoid and trying to figure out who this devil person is. Like I said, MJF got his fat scrape. I told you earlier that MJF blamed Swerve Strickland, who's been a rising star in this tournament, that Swerve could be the devil. Swerve said he's not the devil. So there's a lot going on with that. And Swerve claims his innocence, saying he's not the devil. Didn't want to be the devil. That wasting our time with that. So you gotta wonder who could be the devil. Even Warlow giving out insights. Warlow, the mighty Warlow, saying that MJF is gonna pay for all his sins and what he done to him and done to everybody else in AEW to get ahead in life. I think Warlow might be on the right path for what he's trying to say. But it's still kind of funny that Warlow will kind of go and make heed to that. He could saying that he's going to be the one break MJF. Warlow might have something to do with it. Might be part of this group that trying to besmirch the name of MJF. Even Warlow appeared back again this and said the same thing. And Warlow's trying to. I'm trying to figure out these riddles that Warlow's rambling about. Warlow's been rambling, so he may know something that we may not know, and Warlow might have to say what he needs to say to MJF to get MJF focused. So we'll see how this is gonna go between MJF and Samoa Joe defend the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles against whoever this devil might be. And I kind of agree with Bischoff. Those titles are getting mediocre because you don't have a ring. You got Ring of Honor as a sister promotion for AEW, but Ring of Honor don't have a TV deal. That's kind of like don't make no sense. But yeah, well, yeah, but Small Joe and MJF gotta figure this out real quick next week. Well, we wanted to know between these two women, two former AEW Women's Champions, Saraya taking on Riho. Riho, the first AEW Women's Champion, Saraya, who won the title not so long ago in Wimbledon Stadium. These two women were going to battle it out to see who was going to be next in line, the challenge for the coveted AEW Women's Championship. And absolute timeless Toni Storm was at ringside to watch this for her grand entrance. Toni Storm wanted to know who she was going to fight for the Women's Championship. But we didn't look no further as Riho pinned Saraya with that kick. Riho earns herself a Women's Championship match. Riho will meet timeless Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship at World's End, almost the end of Saturday. So Riho and Toni Storm will meet next week for the AEW Women's Championship. So it's going to be a classic one to see. Well, we told you about Kenny Omega having his injury. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho were scheduled to meet Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the World Tag Team titles, but those plans have been canceled. The Kenny Omega had suffered an injury. I don't know, I forgot what the injury called, but Kenny Omega suffered the injury. Now Chris Jericho has to do it alone and find him a tag team partner to take on Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the tag team championship. Look for this. Jericho's gonna probably reunite with Sammy Guevara, who's cleared. So Jericho and Guevara will challenge for the tag team titles at World's End. Mark, no question about that. Just wrestling booking 1-on-1. Well, we told you this. Jay Lethal takes on Mark Briscoe. These two were former friends, former rivals, and now they had to battle it out. They was the two at the lowest point. Which one of these two was going to make it to World? Well, they really just wrestling for just wrestle, just wrestling for points now, but it really ain't gonna really matter. Well, yes, Jay Briscoe won his match over Jay Lethal. Mark Briscoe won his match. Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal were handshake of respect. You can tell they're gonna team together sooner rather than later. It's just gonna be that way for Jay and Mark, Jay Briscoe. I mean Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe showing that signal of respect, shaking each other's hand at the end of the day. Well, we get to this. Rocky Romero, my best friend, Orange Cassidy, put out the challenge so for Orange Cassidy title. So we'll see what Orange Cassidy is going to do coming up for his title. Well, AEW commentator Tony Schiavone had read a message to Christian. Christian didn't want to be at the AEW Dynamite taping, and sent Tony Schiavone to do his reading for him and said that he'll be back on Collision to make a statement saying he needs a vacation, and said Nick Wayne, and he'll explain everything, including Nick Wayne's mom screwed Edge out of the TNT Championship. We'll get that coming up. Speaking of more commentators coming out, Herman Khan introduced good old JR Jim Ross. Jim Ross back on the call for the main event. Jim Ross sitting down calling the main event. So good old JR back. I got to hear his calls again. One day, I like Jim Ross. I like Tony Schiavone, but you know how they go. But Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone was on the opposite ends. I play announcers. We didn't work together. No, like they said. Hopefully, I like to see, like Conrad said, seeing Tony Schiavone and JR call Sting's last match, which they did in the same arena that they called his first match against the Clash of the Champions in 1988 against Ric Flair. So it's almost been 35 years. So 35 years later, we're paying tribute to the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Well, this was the match. This was the match right here. This is a scenario right here for the Gold League. If Jon Moxley wins, or the match ends in a draw, the Gold League Finals is Jon Moxley versus Swerve Strickland. But if Jay White wins, the match is the three-way is a tie for first place between all three men. This was a must-win for Jay White. Jay White needed this match. He has to win this match in order to secure himself in the finals. He goes against Moxley, but he'll go against him one more time. But they added with Swerve Strickland involved. Swerve, we told you, had his little dealings with champion MJF, where Swerve winning over Roosh tonight. Well, Jay Lethal pulled up the big one. Jay Lethal pinned Jon Moxley to get the win. Jay Lethal now will meet Jon Moxley and Swerve Strickland this week in a triple threat match to determine who's the winner of the Gold League Final. We're going to see that match next week. Jay Lethal, Moxley, and Swerve. I said this is Swerve's biggest moment. Or Swerve got the one, and Jay Lethal might be the threat to him to end what's going on. These three men will meet next week on Dynamite. We're determining who's going to get the Gold League Tournament Final. And we'll see. I want to say my money is on Swerve. Swerve might find a way to win. Who he's going to pin is going to be the question. And Jay White's been on fire as well. So we'll see going forward. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics on Wrestling Hot Topics. We talk about this. There are more than one. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has come on here and said that he went to a Baptist church in Florida to surrender and dedicate to Jesus. So Hulk Hogan getting all his sins taken away from him. It's the Hulkster want to be baptized and want to find a new lease on life. Hulk Hogan being baptized again. So the Hulkster baptized once again. That's going to be for Hulk Hogan coming forward. So Hulk Hogan is stuff. Speaking of that, we told you that Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, or whoever she wants to claim herself this week, she's saying that she wants to be the highest paid, and she's saying that she wants to be the highest paid woman in WWE. That she heard from WWE about Charlotte being the highest paid now, but Charlotte's out with an injury. It could take her about 9 months to recover. Mercedes Moné wants the Charlotte money. I don't know. Maybe she deserves it, but when she was in WWE, she was kind of injury prone a little bit. So you don't get money from her, and she was injury prone throughout outside WWE. You don't want to get the bad, but you got to also stay safe in the ring. So That's the one key they probably worry about, but we'll have to wait and see how that's gonna go. So, well, we tell you this: about 3 years ago, the Hurt Business was in business, winning the tag team championships, all of them, including MVP and Lashley, Cedric are still in WWE. Shelton just got released from WWE. He's a free agent now. That's one thing. If you are promoted, you want a heavy hand like Shelton Benjamin. You want Shelton Benjamin in your company, help motivate and guide your talent. So we'll see how this is going to go. Well, as this, speaking of Charlotte Flair, her husband Andrade sent a post that Charlotte's doing okay. Charlotte's going to be okay, and I think Charlotte Andrade kept everything low. They're kind of doing okay. So congratulations, Charlotte and Andrade. We're hearing reports right here that Warner Bros. Discovery is in talks with Paramount Global to merge. So this would be the other time that Warner Bros. And Discovery merged with Paramount Plus. Paramount, what's going on? CBS going to merge with them. Who knows? We have to wait and see. This is a updated story that we're still following as we go. This story right here has no legs right now, but once we get something that got legs to it, we'll keep you covered and keep you posted on what's going on. All right, we're gonna end there right now on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEWDynamite Ring Report. We're gonna end with these three men: Swerve Strickland, Jay White, and Mox. So it'll be next week. Swerve Strickland. So no one who's going to be determined. 3 men battling out in a triple threat match to determine who is going to be the Continental Classic gold final winner. We'll see that next week. So for me being Kendrick Dick saying so long, thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report.